3M Scotch Weld Structural Adhesive Primer EW5000 is a low VOC waterborne epoxy-based bonding primer. This video is intended to provide you with basic information about handling and using 3M EW5000 primer. Because 3M EW5000 primer is a waterborne primer, it cannot be frozen. A sample that has been frozen will appear chunky and look like this. If the product is only partially frozen, you may see a non-uniform or rough appearance on the part. Also, a clogged spray nozzle or difficulty spraying the material is associated with frozen product. A properly stored sample should be uniform and look like this. When properly stored at 40 plus or minus 5 degrees Fahrenheit, the shelf life of 3M EW5000 primer is 12 months.
Since EW5000 is a one-part heat cure primer, it has limited out time. The out time at 90 degrees Fahrenheit is 7 days, and at 77 degrees Fahrenheit, the out time is 15 days.
Before priming can begin, EW5000 must be agitated. The best way to agitate 3M EW5000 primer is to use a roller mixer. The speed of the roller should be kept low, around 50 to 100 RPM. If you roll primers too fast, you will not get good agitation. A minimum 20 minutes of rolling is required when mixing with a roller mixer. The advantage of using a roller mixer is that there is no upper time limit as to how long the primer can be rolled. You can leave the primer on the roller mixer for as long as you want, making sure that it does not exceed the out time of the product. In fact, the roller mixer can help to speed up the warming process of the primer.
A paint shaker can also be used to agitate EW5000. However, make sure that the time is tightly controlled and does not exceed 5 minutes. Depending on the type of shaker available, the time should be adjusted to minimize the potential of excessive foaming. Foaming does not affect spray and performance, but it does create handling difficulties when opening the container of primer because the foam might expand. This expansion can cause a mess on the shop floor. In addition to roller mixers and paint shakers, propeller-type mixing blades can also be used to mix EW5000. The mixing time with a blade mixer should be 20 to 30 minutes, and the mixing speed should be kept at low speeds, approximately 300 to 600 RPM, to avoid foaming.
While the primer is agitating, we can gather our personal protective equipment. It is required to wear a proper respirator when spraying 3M EW5000 primer. EW5000 contains chromate and small amounts of organic solvents, so respirators that protect from both organic vapors and particulate hazards should be used. An example of such a respirator is 3M R7500 series half mask respirator. A pair of nitrile gloves provides sufficient protection from skin contact with the primer and should be worn while handling and spraying primer. Safety eyewear should also be worn while handling and spraying primers. Since every situation is different, you should contact your industrial hygienist or supervisor for proper selection of a respirator, clothing, eye protection, and gloves before using 3M EW5000 primer or any adhesive bonding primer.
Keep in mind that different spray systems and spray booths may require special clothing to keep the spray off of the operator's clothing. Again, check with your industrial hygienist or supervisor.
In order for 3M EW5000 primer to perform optimally, the metal substrates have to be properly cleaned and treated. You must read and follow the safety and health recommendations of the component suppliers for their etch and anodize solution chemicals. A clean surface is essential for defect-free primed parts. Anodized surfaces, such as phosphoric acid anodized (PAA) or chromic acid anodized (CAA) surfaces are examples of standard aluminum treatments that provide clean surfaces. Anodized surfaces provide strong mechanical interlocks between 3M EW5000 primer and the metal substrate, allowing for 3M EW5000 primer to provide maximum bondline stability and mechanical strengths with structural adhesives. Keep in mind, when anodizing parts that the final rinse needs to be very thorough to remove residual acid from the surface of the part. Residual acid will interfere with the epoxy cure. In general, any conventional spray equipment, such as siphon or gravity feed HVLP guns, can be used to spray 3M EW5000 primer. However, since the viscosity of EW5000 is low, the spray nozzle and fluid tip should be 1.3 millimeters or less. The small spray nozzle and fluid tip will provide better atomization and hence better spray appearance on the part. If a pressurized pot HVLP gun is used, the spray nozzle and fluid tip should be even smaller. For example, a 0.7 millimeter spray nozzle and fluid tip is used to provide the best spray results. When using any of the HVLP spray guns, the pressure should be set to less than 10 psi at the gun tip. Depending on the spray gun and the individual air supplies, 40 to 50 psi usually delivers 5 to 8 psi at the gun tip. Because of high solids content, the fluid control knob should be set at 3/4 to 1 turn out from its closed position. Adjust the fan pattern control knob to produce a fan pattern with 45-degree angles. For this demonstration, we are going to use the 3M Paint Preparation System, or PPS, spray gun, which is an HVLP gun. A 1.3 millimeter spray nozzle and fluid tip should be used with the PPS system to spray 3M EW5000 primer. First, pour the primer into the spray gun cup and then attach the cup to the spray gun. Next, set the fluid control knob about 1 full turn out from its closed position and the fan pattern control knob about 3/4 to 1 turn out from its closed position. One of the nice features about the 3M PPS spray gun is that you adjust the pressure at the gun inlet just below the purple zone. This will provide an air pressure at the gun tip just below 10 psi. If you have additional questions about the 3M PPS system, please contact your sales rep.
One of the important differences between spraying a waterborne primer and a solvent-borne primer is the effect that humidity and temperature have on how you spray waterborne primers. Although 3M EW5000 primer is formulated to provide close sprayability to solvent-borne primers, the nature of waterborne primers dictates the post-spray water evaporation rate, which is more affected by humidity as well as temperature compared to organic solvents used in solvent-borne primers.
In normal temperature humidity conditions, such as 70 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit and 10 to 40% relative humidity, 3M EW5000 primer takes about 1 to 2 minutes to flash dry after each pass of primer spray.
This flash time increases with the humidity. Thus, at lower temperatures with high humidity conditions, the surface primed with EW5000 could stay wet for a longer period of time.
As a result, running or sagging may occur on some heavily sprayed parts. Another potential consequence of the primer being sprayed in low temperature, high humidity conditions is the part staying wet for extended periods of time, causing the formation of agglomerated particles. The particles will give the part a rough finished appearance, but will not affect performance.